Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are at a much different angle because we are going to build a single palette based on the new rotation of my pan, those eyeshadows. I'm very excited about this. I'm always really excited about doing this and kind of curating my own custom little palette. I know a few more people have done this. Andrea, Pretty as a Peacock, has done like a build your own, and Haley, my soul sister, has also done a recent build your own palette based on like her pan those eyeshadow singles. So this is actually the palette that we were working with last month. So I'm going to put a comparison from last year when we rolled all of these in versus this round. I actually hit a bonus pan this month and then my pan those eyeshadows pan. But I did actually get a ton of use out of this shade here called Glass Bowl by by ColourPop. So I'm really happy about the progress I've made in all of these shades. I used the big three times. I used this shade once, this shade twice, this shade 5 times, which is crazy because I hit pan. But I did blend a lot of this out into looks when I would, because I had a lot of bright shadows in my previous rotation. I used this shade Brother 7 times. Glass Bowl I used 4 times. 20 something once, Bright Eyes once, and Cape Cod once. So I at least got one use out of every shade that was in here, which is really my goal in these build your own palettes, is to just get use out of my collection, because single shadows notoriously go underutilized in really everyone's collection, in particular mine though. So I actually have my new poles in this palette fresh, kind of waiting to be pulled into a new 9 pan, and this is kind of my working 9 pan because it's so dingy and used, so I just end up using this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out. I did declutter some of my single shades, so we have plenty of room, and realistically I believe all of my shades now fit in this palette here. So I'm going to put these guys away, clean this palette up, and then we will pull really only 5 new shades because we have 4. The funny thing is I'm actually decluttering this shade, so we're just not even going to put it back in here. And now I get to take into consideration my Pan That palette, as well as, I mean, luckily all of the shadows I'm really working on are these right here. So at least there's that. But let's create a fall time palette. Really what I want to do is pull greens because that is like my bread and butter for this time of year, but we have purple. So I feel like I'm going to pull like a cranberry-esque kind of shade to kind of pair with that. Because I think these two would go really well together, and maybe just like a deeper, more cranberry kind of shade, like either this one or this one would go really well with it. Oh, goodness gracious. I have a shade similar to this one in my Pan That palette, so I'm not going to pull that guy out. I think I'm going to pull, I don't know. Crap, I don't know, because now I'm like, well, I have shades similar to that in my Pan That palette. Maybe I don't want to pull one of these kind of shades. Maybe I'll pull something a little bit more like in, you know, I'm going to pull this guy. This is ColourPop Say I Do. I think that this will work really well, kind of blending this kind of shade out and still being able to blend with this guy to deepen it up. So I think that's going to be kind of one color story that we're going to work with. And then for this, maybe just something, I think I want to go with another shimmer, maybe? Should I just make a 12 pan palette rather than like just fill up the whole thing with shades rather than everything separate? I think that might be what I do. Let's put my Pan Those Eyeshadows shades up at the top and we'll backfill everything else in that I think will go well with them. I think that's how I want to do it. I'm going to make a 12 pan this month. Who am I? It's a lot of shades to have to work on. I think I want to pull in this guy. This is 𝙁𝙞𝙣𝙠𝙨 by 𝙁𝙤𝙣𝙠𝙨. Yeah. And it's just really intense, and I think that would go really well with some of these. And then I think I can totally hit pan on this shade here. This is Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. There's a really good dip in it, and I think I could totally hit pan, which is kind of something that I would like to do, is hit pan in just some bonus shades. So I think I'm going to pull this guy in as well. That's pretty good up there. Maybe like a nice deep green. Maybe this Team Captain. I think that could be really pretty with some of these shades that are in here now. Oh, like that would be a cute look. I kind of want to pull the Most as well. Yeah, that is ColourPop the Most. I don't know what's coming over me to pull purples, but I'm trying not to fight. If I can find any form of desire to wear purple, I'm okay with it because it's getting me out of my comfort zone. So I want 2 more shades. I kind of want more green tones still because I crave greens this time of year. I think I might pull this one, which is Mother Nature. Maybe. I'm going to pull that to the side to kind of decide. But I think I kind of want... Or do I want this one? Swatch, what is this? Green with Envy? Yeah. Or do we want Nude Tude? Very, very similar. I think I'm going to go with this one because it gives me more of those grungy feels that I kind of want right now. And maybe something... This last shade, I don't 100% know. Because I feel like this could be a really pretty look too. Like even just like this quad here. Maybe I kind of want to do it into 2 groups. Like a warmer tone and a cooler tone. So maybe not this guy. Maybe just something deeper. Yeah, let's just show this one some love. This is Sparks Fly by the 35M palette. And I have a feeling this is going to be really, really fun for me to use and work on this year. So, or this month, this year. So yeah, I think this is going to be the color story that we're working with for... But I know Haley pulled this shade out, and I kind of want to pull that shade out too. So actually, I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to pull, oh gosh, I'm going to ruin shadows. But I'm going to pull this shade here, which is Dryad. I think that like denim kind of blue jean blue that has a gold shift would be really pretty for right now. And even using it with some of those tones that are in here, like this with the gray, I think that would be really pretty. So I think that is going to be the palette that we are going to work on for November. And I'm very excited. I know it's more than I normally pull, but I'm very excited to use these. So let me go ahead and give you some swatches. so that is the, oh gosh, I'm like hoping the lighting's not terrible. That is the color story we are working with this month. We have oranges, we have purples, we have all sorts of different shades. I am so unbelievably excited to work on this little palette. It almost leans springtime to me, if I'm being quite honest. Like, just kind of some of these more pastel shades. But I'm trying to take into consideration that I have a lot of deep dark shades in my Pan That palette now. So I need to almost supplement and kind of use some of these lighter tones to kind of work with the palette in my favor. So it's an all matte palette essentially that I'm working on. So having more shimmers like this and then just this palette having a few mattes is going to work into my favor as well. So realistically, we have 5 mattes out of 12. So a little less than half of the palette is matte shadows, and I am completely fine with it being this way. This is a snapshot of what the palette is looking like, so we can compare for next time. Really big dip in this shade, so I'm really hoping that I can, by next time, kind of have at least one pan in this palette to kind of share with you. I'm not thinking anything else is really going to get pan anytime soon. Again, these top shades are in my Pan Those eyeshadows, so the goal on those is going to be to hit pan, but I don't think that that's going to be possible for this next update. But that is everything in this video. I hope you enjoyed building another palette with me. This absolute beaut. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying healthy, staying sane, and staying safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!